pain, gravity, and cheese. There are many weird sports out there, some deserving praise and others deserving admonishment. In this episode of History Tales, we cover the origin and practice of these sports. Firstly, we go to Gloucestershire for its noble art of cheese rolling, which entails casting a solid block of cheese down a steep, muddy hill and hurling oneself down in order to claim said cheese. There are three main outcomes for taking part in cheese rolling, namely victory, shame, and total annihilation. The first written marking of this legacy of champions and maniacs is 1826, but is believed to be up to 600 years old. And much like modern sports, as time has progressed, so has cheese rolling, and with it the emergence of three schools of thought. The scuttler. Attempting to slide down on their rear, these contestants are an insult to all things cheese rolling. The lack of commitment to claiming the cheese, and more importantly, bodily injury for my enjoyment, makes the users of this technique objects of my ridicule. The second and most successful school is what I call the Looney Tunes technique, where participants will attempt to run down the hill and then promptly catch airtime and slam into a giant ball. This is a valiant technique and should be praised as such. The third and final technique is the Patrick Star, the act of hurling oneself too fast and too far, engaging ragdoll mode like it's Gary's mod, and letting God sort out the rest. Fortunately for the contestants, the local rugby team at the bottom dispenses cheese-based justice by stopping the cool chads and tackling those pathetic scuttlers. You may be wondering, what grand prize could one earn after attempting and winning such a glorious competition? Riches? Glory? Legions of admirers? No, you simple-minded fool. You win the cheese! Second, and staying in England, we have Shrovetide Football, the old style of the beautiful game, one where unnecessary violence is frowned upon but not prohibited, with the only rule that manslaughter and murder is illegal. Get hurt? Well, tough shit. Remember, back then there was no ACL, MCL surgeries or ligament reattachments. You were merely sent to your nearest medicine man, and he would go into his big bag of tricks and pull out various herbs and tinctures and potions. Move past them all, take out a stamp, and put the certified fucked marker on your forehead. Shrovetide Football is what you would get if you only allowed hooligans with 3 lions tattoos to play, or if the Orcs of Warhammer founded their own sport. The rules are simple. Get the ball to the goal and... This concludes the rules segment of this video. This mainly culminates, ironically, in a giant scrum, with people just punching each other in the head. It's not violence, YouTube, it's sport and therefore art. There are a number of variations of old-time football, including that of simply holding onto the ball for a set amount of time and claiming victory, or having it reach the neighbouring village mill and tapping the ball 3 times like so. But the overriding theme that ties them is the act of having a valid excuse to punch that smarmy tanner's son Gavin in the face after he called you a fop noodle in front of your dear Bernadetta. I will never forget this slight, Gavin. Death diving or land diving, and no, we are not talking about that bullshit water version that Vikings do. No, I'm talking about the real one, the Pacific version, where you exclusively, and this is the actual terminology, eat shit. Seen as a coming-of-age ceremony and almost doubling as the ending-of-age ceremony of the Vine Snaps, it's a practice originating from the Pentecost island of Vanuatu. In the Guinness Book of World Record, it cites the lowest point of the land dive as the highest G-force in the non-industrialised world, i.e. pre-powered. Neat. Or as the land drivers call it, nyah. The structure itself may appear like a ramshackle piece of shit and a mess of poles to the layman uneducated sorts, but this masterful piece of engineering went on to inspire the childhood classic Kerplunk. Quidditch. Yes, that's right, of Harry Potter fame. Sadly, flying brooms have yet to emerge in the field, despite what I can only assume is extreme effort. What Quidditch actually equates to is sticking a wooden rod in between your legs and waddle running like those titans on Attack on Titan, or when you tuck your penis back and pretend you're a drag queen. Another sad display of the sport includes the lack of semi-conscious balls that aim to kill opponents by virtue of rounders bat. And yes, I am bitter. When I beat someone with a bat, I was told, "That's not what a beater does, and stop, we'll tase you." Ah, more chasers to eat the taste of my bludger. The worst part of Quidditch is the idea of seekers in the absence of a flying snitch, which is incidentally what I called the donkey from the last episode, when she gave away my location to the Moldovan police. What they do instead is just hide the snitch in the vicinity of the match and have them search for it. To prove what idiots they are, no team has decided to let a dog play as their seeker. Would I, Wolf, play Quidditch and use it as an easy way to isolate another individual and potentially eat them with no witnesses? You be the judge. Lastly, wife carrying, a sport none of you can play as you're all alone and need someone to love you. Oh, I didn't think you'd be back so quickly. Bye. What Quidditch actually equates to is sticking a wooden rod in between your legs and waddle running like those titans on Attack on Titan, or when you tuck your penis back and pretend you're a drag queen.